Excuse me. What's going on, everybody? Um, First of all, I'd like to apologize to anybody that actually subscribes and actually watches my videos and enjoys them regularly. I'm going to make an apology that I don't get to do these very often anymore. They're pretty few and far between. My son's getting to the age now that he's pretty active, and I have to do most of these when he's asleep. It's like 10 till 8 in the morning, and he's still asleep, but he actually should be getting up any minute now, so I'm going to try to quickly do this one and maybe another one. But when he's awake, if I want to do him, I have to put him in his playpen or his bouncer, and he gets quite frustrated if he's in them for too long because he wants to be out moving around and messing with stuff. I could do them when he's awake, but again, he would probably eventually. I might try a little later to do one and see what happens. I've done a few here and there that when he's been awake, but usually he was younger, so it wasn't quite as hard. So anyway, anybody out there that's been wondering where the hell these videos have been, that's why. Anyway, this is my Sim Wasteland April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 2011 Day of Dotto Fest wrap-up video. It was another great show. Sim Wasteland is always a fantastic time, and it's for me, it's like being in my second home. I've been there 13, 14 times now, and I know that hotel like the back of my hand. It's just like I said, it's like a second home. And Ken, the guy that puts it on, says Wasteland is family, and that's what it feels like when you go. If you're a regular at a Sim Wasteland show, you know what I'm talking about. There are people there that you only see every 6 months. It's like an very extended family, which is very, very cool. But I know that Ken had a lot of problems with this show. He expressed that before the Deodato panel. There were 3 cancellations this time, and normally there aren't cancellations at a Cinema Wasteland show. Every once in a while it happens. I think last one he had actually more cancellations, but this time he had 3. One, Betsy Baker, Evil Dead. This was announced a while back. She was in a play, and it was running until that weekend. That weekend was the last weekend, but she had to do it. So, understandable. She's a working actress. She's in a play. Good for her. Bill Forsyth canceled, I think, a few days or a week before. He got a role on Boardwalk Empire, HBO's Boardwalk Empire, and he had to shoot that weekend. But Cinema Wasteland being his favorite show, he was actually going to try to, if he was done filming, and if he could get off the set, he was going to try to show up Saturday. Unfortunately, he didn't, so I guess he couldn't get off the set. And then number 3 is Robert Kerman from Cannibal Holocaust, Eaten Alive, Cannibal Ferox, Expect Them Die Slowly, Debbie Does Dallas, all that good stuff. Now, when we showed up, it's a picture of him that says, due to illness, Robert Kerman could not make it this weekend. Now, before the Deodato panel, Ken was talking about the cancellations, and he explained Betsy, and he explained William, and then he said, Robert Kerman, we just won't talk about. So, I'm guessing either he wasn't ill, or he wasn't ill enough to not show up. Because I know Francesca from Cannibal Holocaust wasn't feeling well, and she made it from Italy, and stayed all weekend, and did Q&A, and actually ended up translating a little bit for Deodato at the end of the Q&A, and she had a sore throat, so she made it. Bob Kerman, again, don't know if that's the case. It just seemed from his tone that there was a little more to this illness than meets the eye. But anyway, fantastic show. I didn't actually buy as much as I normally do. Apparently he had a lot of problems with vendors. Like 14 vendors canceled on him. So there were a lot of new vendors. They weren't bad vendors. I just didn't find as much as I would have normally found. and took it pretty easy this time, actually. I usually party a lot harder, but I was in bed by like 1 both nights. And I know Saturday night I must have missed a serious party because I went out Sunday morning, and the little breezeway where everybody hangs out to smoke and drink and whatnot, uh, into the front of the hotel was just annihilated. Like beer cans in the flower pots and cigarette butts everywhere, and the guys were out there cleaning it up. They weren't too happy, but that's the extent of the damage ever at a Summer Wasteland show. Fans are pretty respectful. They're not going to go in and tear anything up inside the hotel. It's just they may not put their trash away when they're standing outside at 4 in the morning. Um, but again, show was great. The Deodato panel was fantastic. Props to Art Edinger from Ultraviolet Magazine, who does all the Q&As there. He did another fantastic job. That was actually the only Q&A I was able to attend that time, this time around. But it was a fantastic Q&A, probably one of the longest I've been to. It was probably about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. But Deodato was hilarious. Once you got him talking, he just went and went and went and went. And even though his English is not very good, it's very spotty. Sometimes it was kind of hard to understand. And by the end of the show, I think or the end of the panel, he was a little frustrated with trying to get it out in English. So he just spoke Italian, and Francesca, she interpreted. But of all the guests I talked to, you could tell they were all very, very happy to be there. Deodato was extremely pleasant. You could tell just by the look on his face and by the way he interacted with me personally. He was just you could tell he was genuinely happy to be there and happy to meet his fans. Of the people we talked to, my girlfriend seemed to be the hot topic. It was kind of funny. We walked up, and Deodato has I believe his granddaughter there, and he looks at me and he says hi, and he looks up at Heather, and he goes, and does this with his hand, and she's kind of, he says something, and I don't understand it. She doesn't. She goes, I don't understand what he's saying. I was like, I think he likes your shirt. And he stops and he signs my thing, and we take a picture, and he looks at me and he shakes my hand, and as he's walking off, he goes, you got a girlfriend, she beautiful. And I go, oh, thank you. And she goes, oh, thank you. Some Italian man just told her that she was beautiful. She was happy. So Francesca was really pleasant. As you can see my poster in the background there, she signed it, and we took a picture, and as I'm turning around, she's just got the poster up like this, just staring at it, because actually you can't see the top, but she's pretty big on the poster. And she says, where do you get this poster? It's beautiful, beautiful. I said, it's a original US1 sheet. They were apparently pretty rare, and got it from online. And she said, oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. She folds it up and gives it to me. Then we go on to Gabriel York, and he was really funny and pleasant. And he said, "Is this your wife? No, it's girlfriend. Okay." And he signs to Dave. Your girlfriend looks delicious. Gabriel York, Carl York, and I told him, I was like, she seems to be the hot topic. I said Deodato told her she was beautiful, and he goes, well, Deodato would know. Any of you out there that know or have heard anything about Deodato and his love life, he likes the women. And I know that I've seen a few of his ex-girlfriends. One in Cut and Run, she is pretty, at least that one I've seen, she's good looking. So David Hess was very pleasant, very funny, messing around with me. I was wearing a Nail Gun Massacre shirt, and at the bottom he said, what is that? Nail gun massage, Nail Gun Massacre. And I said, see, look, it says a very penetrating story. And he went, oh, kind of like a penis. I was like, yeah, I think that's what they're getting at. But he was just messing around with us. Messed around with her. She got, actually, you can see, let me get my finger back there. she picked up that photo, and she's a big House Native and Park fan. She's waiting to meet Giovanni, which I am too. She was at a Wasteland show a few years back I didn't get to go to. So, Johnny, get to the States, get to Cinema Wasteland. I don't make it to Chiller, so I know he's going to be, I think, at Chiller in October. So, but anyway, Cinema Wasteland, fantastic show. Can't wait for October already. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a themed show the same way this one was, except for with Frank Henenlotter. So Kevin Van Hendrick's going to be there, Beverly Bonner, James Lorenz, Henenlotter, Gabe Bartalos, David Emge, let's see, some, Little Minnie, Night of the Living Dead, John Russo, Kyra. Anyway, that's an early guest list. I don't have the flyers in my kid's closet. He doesn't have the use of a closet yet, so I have all my nerdy stuff in there. But I don't want to go in there right now since he's asleep. But anyway, so yeah, great show. And for any of you that have never been, you need to go to cinemawasteland.com and make sure you're there in October. It's going to be another fantastic show. And I'm going to try to do my Cinema Wasteland goodies, stuff I bought, video after this, so stay tuned for that.